The Ironman experience is special. You've done this over 100 times, 120 plus times. What makes the event so special for you when you watch these athletes come down the finish line?
Because each one's the first one. I don't put them all together and say, well, you know, I've done this many and this is going to happen on race day. New things are going to happen on this race day. So it's like my first one. And those people coming down the finish line, they're hearing me for the first time. I don't care if they've done 10 Ironmans, 20 Ironmans, or their first one. Here, they're hearing me for the first time. So that's why it stays exciting for me, because I treat it like it should be treated, that it's the first Ironman for me and them together.
You make every experience very special for the athletes coming down the finish chute. What's so special about this year's race at Ironman Arizona for you?
Well, you know, I've called over, 350,000 people in Ironman, and for the first time, I'm going to do something for the very first time in my life. And that's call my son an Ironman when he comes through the finish line. He was 3 years old when I started this game of announcing Ironman. Now he's 27, and he decided last year when he was announcing with me to do the race. So a year of training, you know, an ex-minor league baseball player turned athlete, and it's going to be emotional. I mean, I know what he's gone through. I followed his baseball career, like my daughter's gymnastics career, and then all of a sudden, he's going to be coming down the finish line. So I don't know how I'm going to react. I may not be able to get it out. I mean, my wife said she was going to come up in the tower with me and go, you know what, if you start blabbering, I'm going to take the microphone and call our boy an Ironman. I said, okay, honey, that'd be great. So it's going to be very rewarding, gratifying, emotional. I don't know what it's going to be, because it's a first time for me.
So Andy, you just went through the athlete check-in process, first time for you. Kind of describe that experience.
It's interesting being on the other side of the fence. You know, after, 6 or 7 Ironmans this year, working the race and a couple other 70.3s, you know, you prepare for what you need to do to announce and to be there for the athletes. But to be on the other side of the fence and just going through that check-in process is definitely a little bit different. It became very real as we kind of got the chip and walked out and said, I'm actually doing the race. So it was definitely very interesting and exciting at the same time. So.
Is that surreal, knowing that, you know, everyone else knows who your dad is and they look forward to hearing those 4 words, but to hear it with your name at the end of that, what is that? I mean, that's the special part of this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a cool deal for our family, for my dad, for me, for all the Reillys out there. The first, I think, Reilly to do an Ironman. Yeah. And I don't quite know how the emotion will be for me, but I know it's going to be a special moment. I don't know if I'll grasp it fully at that time, but looking back, I think it's going to be one of the more special points in my life for sure.
Well, you know, when you have children, you just don't know what direction they're going to take, and my wife and I never wanted to push them in any direction we were going. But I think we just kind of led by example with a healthy lifestyle, and obviously he was 3 years old when I worked my first Ironman. Now he's 27, and for him to come full circle and all of a sudden after his baseball career and college and his work at Active to now do an Ironman, it's very rewarding. It's gratifying. I mean, he's his own person and made his own decision to do it, and he made his own decision on how he trained. You know, we'd go out training together, but it was like this is all him. So I love it. I love it.
What happened when you approached your dad saying, hey, I think I'm going to do one of these?
He just he just laughed. He just laughed. And when my buddies came and said, we're going to do this thing, he goes, all right, we'll see if you really know what this is about. So at first I think he kind of thought it was funny, and then we actually registered and started training, and then it started to become more real, and he's going, all right, okay, boys, we'll see how you do here.
You know, in a way, Andy is following in your footsteps as an Ironman announcer now. Any chance you might follow in your son's footsteps and step out there with everybody else?
Yeah, one day. You know, it's not like I feel I've got pressure to go out there and get an Ironman done, because what I do right now at the races, I enjoy immensely. And I want to make sure I'm there for as many athletes as I can throughout the year. So there'll be a time when it'll click and I go, okay, I'm going to go do Hawaii. I'm going to, you know, who knows when. But yeah, he's announcing a few races with me. I'm not pushing him. He likes doing it. He's still got his career at Active, and he still has other things he wants to do. But I don't know if he follows. Great.
And maybe he'll follow in your footsteps and call your name as you come down the finish chute.
That would be the only person I'd want in my life besides my daughter or my wife to call me an Ironman. It'd be my son.